the Bob Doyle Show.
It's the Bob Doyle Show, yeah.
It's the Bob Doyle Show.
And my headphones are way too loud.
It's the Bob Doyle Show.
It's the Bob Doyle Show, ladies and gentlemen, and I can prove it. First of all, this is a show, and I'm Bob Doyle. So, you put those two things together, and what have you got? You got the Bob Doyle Show, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm so happy to be here. I've got caffeine on both sides of me. Now, I woke up this morning and I told Lynn Rose, the lovely and talented, I said, you know what? No more coffee at 6 p.m. Because I didn't sleep it was terrible. Last night was awful. I couldn't get comfortable. No position was working. You know, can't sleep. You know what that looks like. Hi, Lynn. I was just telling everyone how I'm breaking my promise that I made to you this morning. Although it really wasn't a promise to you. It was supposed to be a promise to me. So I'm out of integrity with myself, ladies and gentlemen. That's the most horrible way to start any day or any show. Well, welcome. It's episode 11. We have reached the 10 episode mark, so you know we're not stopping now for anything. We have drawn the 10 episode line in the sand. You know, in show business, they say if you got 10 episodes, you got as many seasons as you want. Now, I don't know what part of show business says that. Probably not any around here in Hollywood, California. But I'm guessing that's somebody's philosophy, and I'm taking it on because it serves my purposes. Wow, have we got a great show for you today? I'm really asking that as a question because I'm not 100% sure. I guess we'll find out. Trying to notify. You type notify, and thank you for reminding me because that's what I'm going to do right now. So I'm going over to the chat window and I'm typing notify, and then I'm hitting return, and then I'm hitting return again, and then it asks me if I want to tell my followers, and then that works. But you have to click notify. You have to click /notify, Lynn. Is that what I did? Anyway, works for me. Because I just notified everybody, and you know what, as long as it's not a big crowd right now. Now, wait a second. Why is it showing me as a viewer? It's showing me as a viewer. I'm not viewing this show, as far as I know. That's really weird. I'm just going to hit share now. I'm not even going to type anything, because I really don't think this part works. Oh, it's not letting me. I guess I have to type something. So, you know what, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to share, but I hope that you all do, because that's how I'm recording. This is my producer in the next room. Ladies and gentlemen, the Bob Doyle Show airs every now and then on Blab.im/Bob Doyle Secret or BobDoyleShow.com, which is where it's being streamed right now. You could go over there and see it. And then, of course, there's guess what? Well, I think I told you. I actually registered BobDoyleLive.com. And in theory, if you type that and go there, you go to some YouTube page where you're supposed to be able to type and chat like that, but I don't think it's actually working. So, I mean, it works, but I don't think it sends you to the right place. One of these days, though, when we've got a room full of people, we're going to actually test that theory. I'm going to get some real-time feedback. I wanted to extend to all of you watching live, this massive crowd, and also those of you who are watching the replay, and you know who you are. I wanted to seriously actually thank you for your continued support of this show and its philosophy and the spirit behind it. Your support showing up in, well, of course, your cards and letters, the singing telegrams, the gifts. And look, you can't send any more automobiles as gifts because we don't have enough parking places here. So it's just a matter of where do we put these things. So just the well wishes are great. That's really all I need. The well wishes, attendance would be awesome. Lynn Rose, I'd love to interview you. Would you like to be a surprise guest right now? Because I do, of course, later in the show, ladies and gentlemen, we will be having an author. We're going to have our first author on the show, and I want to take this opportunity while Lynn is saying to me one way or the other whether she'd like to come on the show or not. Because then I guess she'll share and she'll be motivated to tell people she's on. Although last time she was on the show, she said she wasn't going to share with her viewers anymore because she didn't get it. That's what you said. Okay, so, but I am, so here's the thing. One of the things I've really realized is that I do want to bring real interviews into this program. It's something that I love to do. I love to explore new things, new ideas. I've said it before, I'm saying it again. If you're watching this on the replay or whenever you're watching this, even if it's right now, which it's not, I am open for interview suggestions. I would love to, if there's somebody in the world that you think I need to know about, or if there's some interesting idea that somebody's up to and want to share, if that person is you, come on the show. Let's make this, let's turn this, let's do this. Let's just do it. You know I'd be on the show. Well, if you're, then, okay, well then come on, Lynn. It says right here. She said, you know I'd be on the show and share. That's what it says right there. Now, meanwhile, over in Periscope land, Dynamike Z, who's one of me and Lynn's big fans over on Periscope when Lynn and I do the Fun with Bob and Lynn show, is sitting over there on Periscope goofing off, sharing other people's broadcasts. You know, that's who we need to get in here. We got to get Dynamike Z and do a crossover. A crossover. Those are big in entertainment. We do a crossover, bring the Periscope group. Actually, we've got some of the Periscope group here subscribed, although Heather Karwacki, a very consistent subscriber and attendee, couldn't make it today, apparently. Actually, no, you know what? I was thinking of Taya, who said she couldn't make it. She subscribed, and then she didn't make it. Coco will probably send me another Facebook message later on today saying, I missed another show, didn't I? And I'll say yes. So we've got to get the communication of this show out there in a better way. And I'm going to go ahead and say this, too, because I talked about this last time. I'm going to talk about it again. And I'm going to share the links again, even though I'm not going to share the links right now. You know why? Because there isn't really anybody in this room at the moment to get these links, and they're gone after that. But I'll tell them to you. I'll tell them to you for the purposes of history. And if you really feel like typing what I say, then that's great. So instead of email notifications or, email in general, I'm trying to replace email with desktop and Facebook notifications. And I have 2 links here that if you click those, and some of you have, you will get notified on your desktop, not email. On your desktop, a little thing will pop up and say, hey, we're going live. I was really clever today and I said, we're going live in 45. 11 of you, 15, 16 of you got that notification and none of you clicked it. So, which means that you asked for the notification, but then you said, I'm not clicking this. Anyway, but it is an option for you to avoid having to rely on email and all that. Okay, someone has joined the room and it is Rob. Now, I know lots of Robs. I'm quite sure this isn't Rob, because if it was Rob, I doubt he'd have a Mighty Mouse icon. So let's find out about Rob. He's a software consultant, ladies and gentlemen, and an entrepreneur, a futurist, business education, thought leader, lean management. A thought leader, eh? Well, I wonder if you, do we know you through some Rob Gletter, maybe? Because, Lynn and I are kind of in the personal development space, although you wouldn't know it to watch this show, which is just fine. But anyway, welcome, Rob. It's nice to have you here. You've joined the Bob Doyle Show, such as it is, episode 11. So even though you may come in here and go, what's going on in here? It doesn't seem to be much. 11. Doesn't really say anything at all, does it? All right, where was I? What was I talking about? Oh, one thing I want to do. Let's do wind chimes today. Isn't that nice? Now what's going to happen is I'm going to forget. They're going to come out and then they're not going to be playing in the background. But I thought wind chimes would be just a nice little relaxing vibe. It's Wind Chime Day on the Bob Doyle Show. Now, if it gets, my sound is very bad. What, are you kidding me? I pride myself in awesome sound. Tell me the sound. Tell me the what's the nature of the bad sound? It's garbled. Oh no, is it like horribly garbled? Hey, it's Dawn. Is it Dawn? Let me ask Dawn, because this happened on Blab the other day and I can't tolerate this nonsense. It's badly garbled. Is it like the other day, or were you on there for that one? Because I have no tolerance for this nonsense. Underwater. See, that's exactly what happened the other day. And I had to reboot my computer. And I had to jump over into another whole, I had to get on my phone and call in from that. I'm not doing that. If this isn't working, then I'm going to have to bail. I'm going to have to bail because I can't. no, can't tolerate that. Well, yeah, I could do Facebook Live. I could do Facebook Live. Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll do an emergency broadcast on Facebook Live, and it won't have any of the stuff that I was going to do, because I clearly can't. I need my studio to do my stuff. I can't do my apptacular. I can't talk about monsters coming out of my walls. I can't do my scheduled interview with Lee Pendle, famed author of the book that I'm going to be sharing with you later. But if you can't understand me, I can't do it. And I can't do it on Facebook Live. But maybe I will just go over to Facebook Live. We'll call this a wash. I'll reschedule this program. I just don't understand why. Did your video message? Yes, it did. And I was going to play it today. At least 3 seconds of it. Because you're right. It did come out all weird. And I wanted to demonstrate that and also show how I was doing. But I'm still garbled. I'm still a mess to listen to because I just... Ugh. You know... I could try and call back in, but but someone would have to pop in. I'm a mess. Yeah, well that I know, but I'm talking about the audio. Well, all right. Well, I can't have that. This is the Bob Doyle Show. This will have to be the lost episode, one of them, because I actually have a strategy that 4.5 is going to... Why am I still talking? If it sounds terrible, I should just stop this immediately. And maybe in a little while I'll just fire it up again and whoever shows up, shows up. I don't know. But I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry that's happening and I don't know what the problem is. But I can guarantee... Don, before I do this, before I bail, let's do this. If you would, be so kind, or any of you can, go to bobdoylelive.com, open up another tab, go to bobdoylelive.com, see if that takes you to a YouTube page where it'll pop up and say something like episode 11 is airing now, and then click that and see if you can see me there. And if you can, then I'll just continue the show there. And we just won't have the Blab interaction. It'll just kind of be a one-way deal. I won't be able to read your comments quite yet. I know there is a way for me to do that. But if Blab is going to do this, then, I don't know. Perfect voice there. So you can see it. So let me ask you this, Dawn. Is there a chat area over to the right of the screen? Perfect mic. No chat. Really? Okay, well, I could just do a one-way show, but that's just not what the point is it? I want the interaction. I don't know what I should do. I'm kind of in a quandary. Yeah. Well, that's true. You're right. We could do Facebook messaging. We could create our own chat system. But, oh wait, I want the wind chimes back. Well, get a thread on Facebook going. It's an interesting idea. Okay, let's see. How can we do this? I think it's a given that I need to stop this over here on Blab, because if it sounds terrible, it sounds terrible. So we can all go on over to, of course, people coming into the show later will have no idea what's going on. It's not going to work. They won't see it, which is a bummer. I still don't understand why I am logged in on another computer. That doesn't make it... who is this? Who is Bob Doyle Secret? I'm logged in? Is that what do they count me as a viewer now? That's your Google Live show. Oh, let me see. I'm going to open it. I'm probably going to get all kinds of feedback now. There I am. And see over here on the right, look to the right of the screen. It says, say something. So there is a chat. I'm going to type in right now. Hi, Dawn, ! And send, and then it should pop up. Did it? For other people in case. Oh, okay. Oh, great. Obviously. Thank you. So they're watching this? Well, they wouldn't watch this far if it sounds terrible, but anyway. Poison sandwich. LOL, OMG, sorry, my fingers weren't working. Come on over. Poison sandwich. Who are these people? Okay, there is a chat going on my Facebook Live page. That's my son's account. My fingers weren't working. Come on over. Who's Poison Sandwich? Are you Poison? Is one of you who's Poison Sandwich? All right, I don't know. Okay, so folks over here on Blab listening to terrible audio, I'm going to have to change my whole paradigm here. Someone's calling in. I'm gonna, let's see. I can't tell who it is. All right, why not? Bring them on in, but this sounds terrible. It sounds terrible. Well, I'm trying to. It just says show callers. It's not even letting me click. So I don't know what's going on. Okay, so that's you over there, Dawn. All right, awesome. So that's what we're doing, guys. I'm bailing. I'm bailing on Blab right now, and I'm going to see if I can just make the show work over on YouTube Live, because that's the final result I share anyway. So for those of you watching the replay, I'm about to end this thing. Dawn has placed the link in the chat to go on over there. I'm just going to stop this and just continue. So, oh yeah, and start a Facebook thread. That's a great idea. So I'll go over to Facebook. All right, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to say goodbye to Blab. Bye, Blab. And I paused the recording, and now I'm really going. So now it's just me talking until I see you over. So go to Facebook, facebook.com/Bob Doyle Show. Okay, that's where I'll start the thread. Okay, facebook.com/Bob Doyle Show. Oh, let me just type it here. Well, this is a fun little turn of events, isn't it? Just, this is the beauty of this whole thing. And what I love the most is the wind chimes are looping on their own. I don't have to remember to do it. All right, fare thee well. I'll see you over on YouTube, and we'll just see what happens after, or on Facebook. Okay. Adios. All right, for those of you who are watching over on YouTube Live, and of course the continuation of this replay, now what I'm doing, now this is some behind the scenes showbiz happening right here. So I'm going on over to facebooklive.com Bob Doyle Show, just like I said, and I'm going to start a thread. I'm thinking I might actually I want to do a Facebook Live thing right now. Let's do that. As long as it's falling apart, let's do something crazy. I'm going to do Facebook Live right now on Facebook to tell them what's going on. I'll have to stop the broadcast, though, because I got to use the phone later for Apptacular. So we'll just get it started. It'll be fun. I'll be broadcasting in 2 different places. And I know if you're watching the replay of this, where's this going? I have no idea. That's the fun. I could easily bail right now. You realize that. I could call this show a complete wash, but no. I could be telling myself, people are not going to sit through this, Bob. This is just a comedy of errors and nothing's working. Why would we watch this? Because it's a comedy of errors and nothing's working. All right, so now I'm going to go on over to the Bob Doyle Show page, wherever that might be. Why is it not right on top? It should be right on top. I got to scroll all the way down to the Bob Doyle Show. Okay, here we go. And let's see, publish rather, and live video, and simulcast of the Bob Doyle Show, period. Join me now, exclamation point. Okay, going live. Are we having some fun? Hey, ladies and gentlemen, here on Facebook Live. So now I'm gonna see if I actually show up here in the feed. Not yet. I'd have to reboot or refresh the page. Folks, right now I'm broadcasting the Bob Doyle Show over on YouTube Live. I started it over on Blab, like I always do. But there was and yes, you are hearing... No, you're not hearing wind chimes at all. But it didn't work. There's a problem with Blab, and my voice was all distorted. And so now I'm just creating media all over the place. And I've decided to come over here to Facebook Live. So now I'm going to have to refresh, I think. But I think what's going to happen is the audio might come on of my live post. Not necessarily. There it is live, but I'm not going to hit go. So the reason that I'm doing that over at Facebook Live is just so we can have some chat going during the show that is now over on YouTube Live. So the way to see the show in this moment, even though this is actually part of the show, if you're watching the show right now, you'd see me talking into the phone to do this Facebook Live to make this announcement. Go to bobdoylelive.com if you want to see it there, which is what I'd like you to do. And then we'll use this area here as a chat area. Now, so far, no one's chatted. Now, I told everybody how to come on over here. Everybody, the couple of people who are in the room, to come on over here to facebook.com/Bob Doyle Show and start typing. We have a viewer here. Who is watching me here? Is that you, Dawn? If it is, just type a comment here so I can see. that we're up and running here. So we have this little chat thread. So what we're doing, ladies and gentlemen, is we're being inventive. If you're watching this replay, you'll be able to go over to the Bob Doyle Show page over on Facebook Live and see, there she is. It's Dawn. Over on Facebook Live and see this part and then follow the chat. So I think now, Dawn, what I'll do, since we've established this, there's now a chat area here sitting here at me. I will stop this Facebook Live broadcast and get into the show like I was supposed to 20 minutes ago before Blab decided, Bob, we're going to make your voice sound terrible. And that's how it is. So thank you, Dawn, for the suggestion. We'll see how it goes. Adios. Now then, I have ended that. So now can you imagine the regrouping that's going on in my head right now? All right, I'm going to get back to business like this never happened. If the wind chimes are distracting, just tell me and I'll turn them off. I just thought it'd be a nice little thing in the background. I'm noticing this again. I was watching the replay of the last show because, I'm all ego and I have to watch myself as much as possible. No, because I got to get a vibe for what it actually comes across as. And it made my lips looked so freaking red or purple. It was like weird. Did you guys notice that? Yes, I noticed that. Boy, okay, not so loud. Anyway. So I don't know. And I'm noticing that again. It looks like my lips are extra red or dark or something. I don't know why that is. All right. I am surrounded by pictures of myself right now. I've got so much going on. It's crazy. So I have to. All right. I was thanking you originally at the top of the hour for the feedback that I'd gotten in support of my doing this show, following my dream, all of that other stuff. And I was thinking about it just a little while ago, and I know this is a sort of a philosophical-ish idea here or whatever, but it was with me and it seemed interesting at the time, so I'll share it here, but not for too long, because as I'm saying it now, I feel like, oh, this is going to go nowhere real fast. But I think that one of the things that motivates me is that I always call it creative self-expression, right? So what is creative self-expression? So in a way, this paradigm kind of landed on me, and so I'm looking at it through this way. It's a way to tell your story, like the story of you. It's not like your biography, right? Like I was born here and I grew up here and I went to school here and I studied this. That's part of it. That's part of your story. But then there's the whole of you, the things that make up what is the story of Bob Doyle, and all that encompasses. My story includes ukulele playing. It includes this. It includes everything that makes me do what I do and be who I am. And we seem to have a natural desire. Some of us do have, at least at some point in our life, have a natural desire to share our story, to share who we are with other people. Now, somewhere along the line, some of us get suppressed. That's egotistical. That's arrogant. Keep it to yourself. Nobody cares. Those types of things. And yet, we all know that that's not universally true. There are some, we all know people in our life who we just like to hang with because they're interesting. There's part of their story that we resonate with. It doesn't even mean that you're their best friend or you see them every day or any of that stuff, but you just like to hang with them. So all of this to say that now we live in a time when literally anybody with a smartphone can tell their story. And so there's all the cynical people out there. Yeah, but just because you can, should you? So that attitude is what's keeping a lot of people closed up. A lot of people playing small, a lot of people devaluing themselves because they have been taught that sharing their interests or their passions or what they like about themselves even is egotistical, or they're somehow wrong for doing that, which is it's so unnatural. It's so not what we're here. I mean, we have all this in us. Of course we're meant to express it, or of course we're meant to share this, because how many people have you been impacted by as a result of their sharing their story, who they are, what they're up to, whatever. I mean, even if it's just impacted a little bit, if it in any way changes your outlook on life, improves your life in any way, gives you a smile, whatever, it's all worth it. And whether or not 100,000 people are being impacted by your voice or one or two, it doesn't matter. The whole thing about that more numbers, more people or whatever somehow validate your message more or makes it more like that it's important. is such a man-made idea. That's such an ego idea. And again, it keeps people, it distorts their whole perception of reality and value and their own sense of self-worth. And so they end up playing small and they don't share themselves out in the world, and they feel frustrated and they feel like they're dying inside. Is this ringing any bells for anybody watching? Right? So now, but the thing is, you know, we never lived in a time when anybody could just share their story, you know, to go out there and put themselves out there. And so it still seems unusual, right? It seems like, oh, look at those narcissists just putting themselves out there, da da da. That's the attitude that we've got about people really just trying to share themselves. And if they're proud of what they do, so what? You know, if they've worked really hard on something and then they're sharing it with people on social media or however they're doing it, again, it's not going to land with everybody, but it will land with somebody. And if you just keep putting it out there, if your whole community is only 6 people for the rest of your life, and it's not this isn't your livelihood, you're just doing it, but those 6 people love hanging with you, you know, then why not do it? You really are creating friendships. And, you know, people have always, in the past, they've talked about social media. Are they really your friends? You know, would they really step up for you? That kind of thing. I can tell you for sure that the people who have consistently come to this show, like the Heathers and the Dawns and these types of people, and Jeffrey Miller, you know, I would feel just as comfortable, never having met them in person, walking into a room, having coffee and dinner with them, or having a talk just like we knew each other. And, you know, I'm obviously pretty transparent on this show. I pretty much share myself openly. And so I could just continue to do that. So I believe that we are creating really true rich relationships. And I've watched people like Joe Simon, for example, who's a friend of ours, and some of you may know him or not, but he's made Periscope basically his full-time job. But I can tell you for sure that the relationships with the bulk of his audience, which is growing all the time because he's genuine, he's funny, he's open, he's transparent, he's just sharing himself with the world. These are all people who would go to bat for him at any moment, would and have paid for his travel to visit their town, buy him dinner, these types of things. And it's because they truly, you know, truly appreciate the level to which he has shared himself. So yeah, we're a community. We're a community. And right now we're a smaller community because we're just getting started here. But I'm so happy that I've got just the 2 or 3 people, you know, and it's fine for me because right now this obviously isn't a money maker for me, but I do want to grow it into something. But for this period of time, I'm totally fine that I'm not. That with the size of crowds, yes, I want more, absolutely. But I also am very clear that that's pretty much ego talking. You know, my desire to have bigger numbers and all of that. That's just, you know, I just want that, and I own that. I can admit that my ego wants a little feeding, but the good news is I'm not devastated when I don't have hordes of people coming in, because it's all still practice time anyway. We've got technology that is completely unpredictable. So, you know, I don't know. But at the same time, there's this idea, there's this thought in my head that better to do this with 2 or 3 people than 1,000. Why? I mean, and I really look at it because, again, every audience member is having an individual experience. There is not the crowd mentality, right? So if it's okay to mess up in front of 2 people or 1 person, it should be just as okay to mess up in front of 1 million. They either like you or they don't. And I certainly don't want to depend on this show being popular, successful, visited, viewed by having me be slick and everything working, and because I don't want that kind of pressure. You know, I want to be able to relax with this, and if something breaks down, just go, it didn't work, right? That's part of the fun. Okay, so that's all I wanted to say about that. I want to throw this out there too. I mentioned we did a show on virtual reality a couple of episodes ago, and I'm feeling like I want to do another one at some point, a more proper one. When I did that show where we reviewed, if you missed it, we reviewed mostly virtual reality on like your smartphone, using your phone and a device like this or some of the others that we reviewed. But the day I was going to do that, I went to my phone to go pull up all these apps, and my entire folder of virtual reality programs had vanished. And so I scrambled to get a couple for the demonstration for the show, but now they just literally, over the past 2 days, they've just been appearing on my phone. So now I've got all these other ones that I'd love to show and dig down deeper. But what I wanted to say about that, for whenever you're watching this, I put this up on my Facebook, and I'm really super serious about it. I'm going to continue to talk about this. I want to get hooked up with people who are players in that world, in the virtual reality world. So if anybody watching this is connected in any way to people over at Oculus Rift, big technology, HTC Vive, PlayStation VR, and then Microsoft has this augmented reality headset called HoloLens, which, OMG, I just want connection. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Just doing a little on-air networking because, by golly, I can. So now I have to shift back gears and go, okay, I'm not on Blab, I'm not on Blab, I'm not on Blab. So I have to remember that. So ladies and gentlemen, I have been talking for quite some time about viewer mail and your ability to send mail to this program, either in audio or video format. Hopefully audio, that's where I want it. Hopefully video, that's what I really truly want. And you do that by going to the BobDoyleShow.com, and you look for this little thing right here, and you click a button. And I'm going to actually walk you through that. I pre-recorded a demonstration for historic purposes of how to actually do that and how it works and the whole thing. And I'm going to demonstrate the whole thing because I really want viewer mail. I want this to be a segment. I just think that, once people catch on and realize that it's an opportunity for them to be creative and be silly and all that, or whatever they want to do, get their message out, that they would like to do viewer mail. So, ladies and gentlemen, we actually had Dawn send some viewer mail, even though there were some technical issues. Let's take a look over here at the viewer mail that she sent. We're only going to do a couple of seconds of it. Dawn, don't worry, don't freak out. Just calm down. Because, listen, at the viewer mail.
Good morning, Bob Doyle. I have a question for you, and this could actually be a question for your Apptacular segment.
All right, obviously, that's terrible, and I need to mute this over here. Okay, so I don't know what happened with that, Dawn. You did sound like a Cylon, and there was a problem, and I don't know what it was. But I have to tell you this, and this is kind of an aside that I have to talk about here, and then I'll get back to this viewer mail. When Dawn's message continued, let's put me on there. When Dawn's message continued, she was asking, why don't I review an app called Follow Your Passion, Find Your Power, which ironically is the name of a book that I wrote. And it's all about, it basically, in a nutshell, it is my book. Let's see where I've got that. Yeah. I went to the App Store. Hi. I went to the App Store on Dawn's notification or whatever and found this app here. I'm not asking you to go rush and buy it because, ladies and gentlemen, I didn't even know this existed. And I wrote my publisher, and he didn't know it existed either. So we're looking into that. Here's the book. And there's an app based on it that they're charging $10 for. Well, not that it's not worth it. I'm sure if it's based on that book, it's worth it. But still, I was not aware. And I'm not in on the deal to the best of my knowledge. So thank you, Dawn, for calling that to my attention. So quickly, ladies and gentlemen, I want to demonstrate here how you leave viewer mail with this pre-recorded walkthrough. Okay, here is how to leave a voice or video message for viewer mail. So first, of course, you navigate to BobDoyleShow.com, but that's something that you do every day anyway. And you can see here that this is a recording because 3 hours and 12 minutes from now is when I actually air the show that you are now watching. We have just twisted time. It is a quantum program. So here's the little graphic I mentioned before. So all you have to do is click on this and then click on video message. And I'm going to click on start recording. And I'm going to allow, and I'm also going to make sure that the microphone I want to use is correctly selected. You can see me back there, so obviously the camera's working. I'm going to close that, and then I'm going to leave a message. Here we go. Hi, Bob. I just wanted to let you know that I think that your show is not only, good and entertaining and all those obvious things, but I think it's actually breaking new ground, not just for broadcasting, but also for humanity. And I think the most important thing you can do is just to continue doing this show. Maybe once an hour. I think that 2 or 3 times a week is just not enough and that the public deserves more. Thank you for your consideration. And then I click on stop, and it's going to process, and as it says right here, it may take up to 60 seconds to load the preview, and then you'll be able to watch it. Anyway, it took forever for it to load, but then I can go on over here to viewer mail. Oh, hello. And just drag that in and play it. Hi, Bob. I just wanted to let you know that I think that your show is not only, good and entertaining and all, and that's how viewer mail works, ladies and gentlemen. So could we please get that going? I'll take that as a yes. All right, so I mentioned before that we are opening ourselves up for interviews with external people because I really do want to do that. And Dawn, you are one of the people that I absolutely want to interview about what you're up to. But my wonderful producer hooked me up with Lee Pendle. And Lee Pendle has written a book that, because I'm in personal development and because obviously, as I was saying before, I'm so super into connection, with people. And that's why I love to do the show and all the other, broadcast technologies and all of that. And so this book is, I got a graphic here. I got to point to the right direction. It's called Shhhh, The Art of Quiet Conversation. The Art of Quiet Conversation from Lee Pendle. So Lee, welcome. He is joining us via satellite as well. Lee, thank you for being here. Appreciate it. I'm sorry. Is your mic? You need to check your microphone, Lee. I'm having trouble. I've got to, for time purposes, I just need to go ahead and ask if anyone could just check on that. That'd be great. So Lee, the art of quiet conversation. I've never heard of that. Can you explain what you actually mean by quiet, even just quiet conversation? I am not. Is this a demonstration of quiet conversation? I got to say that I'm not getting anything out of this, and I'm not understanding the art. Maybe you could just get into, and if you could just speak just a little louder, that'd be awesome. Okay, if this is what this is, I don't understand. I don't understand the art. That's a thick book there. All I'm asking for is a sentence or two that we can understand about the art of conversation. I really want to help you here, Lee, but I can't hear you. Are you willing? Because we're going to have to end this if you're not. You are talking quietly on purpose, is that correct? And are you willing to raise the volume so that I can hear you? Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, Lee Pendle. And I heard Lynn Rose in here a second. I guess she was probably saying goodbye. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry, I just can't. I can't. Hi, it's Lynn. Come on in and say hello.
Hi, ladies and germs. Oh, who's
Just
this
that.
person?
Well, that's Lee Pendle. He's on via satellite. I'm not talking to him anymore.
Oh, you're not?
No,
Hi,
because he's
everybody.
not
It's a
speaking
rare
out loud.
occurrence. I have makeup on.
That's right. So you know what? Blab screwed up completely. So we had to go over to Facebook to a YouTube Live completely,
Oh my god.
seamlessly.
And how many people are on right now?
One.
All right. Hi, one person.
I think.
Is
I
that
don't
you?
know. I
Are
don't
you the
even know
one
anymore.
person?
I can't. No, it's Dawn.
Oh, hey, Dawn.
Dawn is so consistent. And one day Dawn is going to be I tell you what, Dawn, when this show
Okay.
goes to yeah.
I have to go.
All right.
So, and I also need my case. You have it plugged in somewhere.
Get back in the bedroom.
Thank you.
Yep.
Bye, you guys. Enjoy the Bobster. Loving you.
Oh, look, it's Cody.
Bye.
He's come to be part of the show. This is the portion where we get licked in the face. Okay. How about, this is something I've been wanting to do. How about a quick tour of my studio? Would that be interesting? Because I know you always just see this. You see this, but you don't see the rest. Would that be cool? Oh, I'm realizing now with YouTube Live, see, there's this delay. It's not the same kind of real-time interaction. And Dawn, if you are commenting over here on Facebook, it's not showing up. Let me just refresh and see for sure. Nope. So I guess we moved everything over here. That's all right. All right. So let's. I'm gonna to do that. I can't because I can't move this. It's my webcam. I'm gonna have to use my phone. So let me just get this so you can see that. Okay, hold on. Get the phone up and look around my office here. Here's the ukuleles on the wall, my whiteboard to-do list. There's Cody the dog. Cody the dog. Hi. He loves being a star. And look, there's me. Monsters on the wall, baby. It's time for Apptacular. Apptacular, of course, the show where I share apps that I think are spectacular. The whole thing leading up to that moment. Monsters in the wall, coming through the wall, the title, sharing the show, all for that one moment. All right, so now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to show all of you here, how that works, what the app is. Again, this is just like a lot of the apps I'm sharing here. These are pretty old apps, but I've been wanting to share them for so long, and I don't know how many people know about these, but how cool would it be to do things like that? But just wait, if you've never seen this, you are going to be amazed. So hold on, let me get this going here now. I really have got to, I think we're good here. See, it's just, you don't get more organic than this, ladies and gentlemen. Do you? Do you? I don't think you do. All right. All right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, you won't see me. You'll hear me, though. This is an app called Action Movie, and you can see as I'm moving the phone, it's doing that. Now, they're featuring their Star Wars piece right here because, hold on, I will put me on here just for a second. There I am, real little. Let me make it a little bit bigger. Because, of course, Star Wars is super, super hot right now. The nice thing about YouTube Live is I can use my full screen. I don't have to worry about sticking everything in the middle. All right. So, see, you can see, this is the app. What this does, obviously, is it overlays, Hollywood effects on top of video you take in your home. And I'm going to demonstrate how this works. So I'm going to click on Go here. And, oh, my face is in the way of the selection. So let me move over here. They have them categorized with Star Wars, obviously. They didn't always have Star Wars. They've got monsters, which I demonstrated one up there. Disasters, like vehicles flying at you, crowd control, helicopters crashing, tornadoes. Let's go back to the monsters just so you can see. Robo attack, space destroyer, alien burst, skyfall, Iceman, the Iceman cometh, right? And just several of those. Sea monster, all right? And all of these have little scenarios. For example, if I click on sea monster here, it'll give you a demonstration. So the picture of the truck back there represents the video that you would be shooting, and then how the effect overlays itself on top of that. Let me just do another room real quick, like the Crusher. Okay, so now a big foot will come in. So whatever you film, this will go on top of. Shall we demonstrate? Sure. Let's go back real quick. We'll go to, and they also have explosions, and then you can see them all. Yeah. I think this is the one that I wanted to show you. Hold on. Maybe it's in disasters. I just downloaded one a little bit ago. I forget it. I'll just do this one. This is a classic. I think this one might actually come with the app. I'm not sure. Demolition Rock. So I'm just going to choose that, and then I'm going to click on Start. And now, this is my camera live, right? So the way you do it, if you're clever, is you pretend like you're making a real video. So I'm going to go ahead and start the recording, and now I'm just kind of looking around the room like I did before. And you'll see that target there is kind of where you point to if you want to, that's where the effect is going to take place. And then you hold it there for about 5 seconds or whatever. Okay? And then you just stop it. And then what'll show up on your screen, besides the fact that my son is inviting me to play Puzzlecraft 2 on Facebook, as I move this little slider along the bottom, you can see in the background, if you look closely, a superimposed. It says like there's a boulder there. You can see the boulder, and so this basically you say where in the video do you want that to happen. I'm just going to drag it all the way over to the far right, so it happens at the end. Click on OK, and now it just renders this video. Is this cool or what? And then play. Let me get rid of me for a sec so you can just see the whole thing. I can't hear because in the room like I did before. And you'll see that target there is kind of where you point to, if you want it. That's where the effect is going to take place. Okay. All right. So that, they got a little sloppy there if you move the camera around, but you get to know it. So let me show you just a couple of other just quick examples. Whoops. Oh, I pushed the wrong button. Because all of these are saved into a gallery. So I'm going to go to gallery, and I'm just going to show you a few that I've done in the past so you can get an idea. Come on. It doesn't get more fun than that. I guess some volume would be good. Get the power of the impact. When I remember I first got this app. This was a long time ago. I lived in Atlanta at that time. And there's one of these, and I wish I had it on here. I don't know why it's not still on here, but there's one where I point to the driveway and a car comes tumbling down, and it looks so real. And then when I post it on Facebook, good response. I want to show you this other one. Now, this was on a boating expedition, and I got really lucky here because there was a plane up. So I knew there was an effect up here of a plane that involved a plane, and there was a plane up in the sky. So I got to do this little sequence here. So let's watch.
They're all over your website, like 24 hours. You can all these things. And so I went up after it on my stage, and I thought that was so slick. So I
Come on! It doesn't get much better than that, ladies and gentlemen. It is called Action Movie. And you can find it at the iOS App Store. And I do believe I have a link for you. Oh, I can, because I'm not on Blab. Oh, wait, I can. It's just over in YouTube Live. And I don't know when anyone's ever going to see this one. But I'll post it here anyway. Boom. Bam. Message not sent. Remove any web addresses. You can't put links in Facebook Live chat. Okay. I don't like learning that. That doesn't work for me at all. Does it work for you? Doesn't work for me. I need to be able to share my links. Come on, Blab. Let's just get this together. Stop doing that to my voice. All right. Let me get the wind chimes back. I think I need them. There we go. Just breathe. Quite a contrast, isn't it, from helicopters crashing into your skull to wind chimes, but I like it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's called Action Movie. You know what? I'll post it here on Facebook. And it'll just be this random link in this thread. But there it is. It's now in the thread over on Facebook Live, or under it. So there's a link to it right there. Like I said, there's a free version, and then they sell these little packs of effects for 99 cents a piece, and I normally, like a sucker, jump right on them because I just think that's some of the coolest stuff there ever was. That you can do that on your phone, right? So that's why I love Apptacular, because there's so much undiscovered stuff out there by so many people. Now, a lot of my secrets I don't like to give away, right? Like I would never have done this 4 years ago when I first got this. 4 years, it's got to have been 4 years at least since this app came out. I cannot believe it's been that long, but it has to have been that long because I was in Atlanta. So, okay, check it out. If you have any app suggestions, by the way, send them in. I'd love to review anything you think is cool right here on the Bob Doyle Show, which I believe we will. Wait, what's going on? Why am I not hearing dum da do 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 dum da do 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 dum da do 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 dum dum da do 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 dum? Oh, because the volume's down. Dum. Come on. Doom. There we go. All right, Wind Chimes, you're going away because the Bob Doyle Show is coming to an end. But just for today, it's all right. We'll be back.
It's the
On with the hordes and masses that we had today's show. It's a fire hazard with all these people in here, but you know what? We got to do it. The show must go on.
Doyle Show.